Hey, we're back in the low post again. I'm Eric Stark with Mike Gross, and I'm tired, Mike. These games go on too late in baseball.
They are grind,
I got my gear on. I had this on last night. I was watching a game. Never took my clothes off.
Too much info.
Phillies,
DMI.
Phillies versus Dodgers, National League Championship, and the Dodgers, they're going down.
They're done.
They're done.
Get them out of
they're
here.
done. They're got one game to go. What would Rubenthal say? They're gar, right?
They're gar.
Yeah.
They're gar.
Exciting. And as I'm watching the game last night, Mike, and the Phillies lost the game 3, and they looked a little bad in the process. And here's game 4, and it's sort of shaping up similar where this could get out of hand with the Dodgers. The Phillies kept just coming back, and I keep thinking, a couple weeks ago you said you were impressed by the consistency of the team. And I think what impresses me the most is their determination, their tenacity, this never say die attitude. These guys just will keep coming at you.
And, everybody says, well, the thing they say is they don't quit. Well, nobody quits, literally, but there's a difference between sort of approaching your work with the idea that we're going to come back and just playing out the game. And the Phillies clearly have that. And I think last year they had a lot more come from behind wins than they did this year. That really wasn't the formula this year. But this year their pitching was so good that they were money in the bank if they got the lead in the 7th or 8th inning. And also I think the pitching allowed them to feel like, we keep plugging away and we're in this game.
Yeah, just get a guy on base. Now, I think they do rely on that long ball too much. Too much of the home runs. So the Earl Weaver philosophy of waiting for the 3-run homer. But, when Ruiz gets the single, all of a sudden it sets up Matt Stairs for the win. But before that, Victorino. Howard gets on. They make a pitching change in that game, and there's Victorino coming through with a home run again. It's just there's always somebody, and it doesn't have to be the star with this team. It's these role players.
Well, that's what I think has been the big news of the postseason is how much they've gotten from the group other than their normal top 5 in the batting order. Right? Rollins and Utley and Burrell and Howard, those guys. Carlos Ruiz has had a pretty good series this series, and certainly Victorino has been huge. He probably would be the Phillies MVP in the postseason so far. Remember the game Brett Myers had where he went 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs or whatever it was.
Seems like a long time ago.
That's been the kind of thing that there's so many things that happen in the postseason that are not really characteristic of the team. And that's the nature of the postseason, and that's the reason why the postseason can be such a crapshoot. And all this could go away really quick. All this stuff that we're talking about and all these assertions that people want to make about the nature of the team, it could all go away pretty quick.
And it could go away pretty quick if the Phillies don't keep capitalizing on the big area I think that they've beaten the Dodgers on is I think the Phillies hitting is outproduced the Dodgers pitching, outperformed it. The Dodgers pitching really isn't that bad in this series, Mike. Do you agree?
I agree 100%, and I think it's a very
capitalize.
Good point. People sort of make the routine assumption when they're talking about baseball that good hitting beats good, or that good pitching beats good hitting, and that's not. I think that's simplistic, and at least simplistic, and it's not always the case. I thought Derek Lowe was pretty darn good both the games that he pitched and had good stuff. And I thought a lot of their guys in their bullpen look like they've had good stuff. And they basically, their pitching has been pretty good. But when they've given the Phillies an opening, and, they're not machines. Of course they're going to give an opening. The Phillies have done a tremendous job of taking advantage of that opening. That they've scored in relatively few innings within the postseason, but in most of their wins, they scored more runs in one inning than the other team did in the whole game.
And they've sort of been a little bit more patient at the plate during those innings when they did capitalize.
That's always the key, and I think the Phillies would have been better offensively this year if they had been. That's really the difference between the Phillies this year in terms of their runs scored and the 3 or 4 previous years when they led the league or came very close to leading the league in runs scored is on base percentage, and that's about working pitchers and being patient. And we're seeing that Jimmy Rollins is not doing that right now, but the rest of them really are.
Matt Stairs and so forth really
are.
There
you go.
Exciting time. I can't believe we're talking baseball this far into October with the Phillies involved. So keep watching, folks. Keep staying up late for these late night games.
I'm willing to pay the price.